Cardiac arrhythmias. Cardiac arrhythmias. What are cardiac arrhythmias? Cardiac arrhythmias is abnormality in rhythm of the heart. Now, this is the abnormality in the heart rhythm. In this lecture, we will see about first normal heart rhythm. Second one, abnormality. That means cardiac arrhythmias. Now, third one is types of arrhythmias. First, we will talk about normal heart rhythm. Next, abnormality, that is cardiac arrhythmias. Third one is types of arrhythmias. Now, what is normal heart rhythm? Whenever heart is said to be in normal rhythm, there are three criteria. First of all, when we said that the heart is in correct rhythm, the heartbeat should be between 60 to 100. Now, let us draw a diagram. This is 60 beats. This is 100 beats. Now, whenever the heartbeat is between 60 to 100, it is normal heartbeat, normal range. Now, whenever the heart is said to be in correct rhythm, it should contain it has four criteria. First one is, whenever the heart is said to be in correct rhythm, it should have four criteria. The first criteria is the heartbeat should be between 60 to 100 beats per minute. This is the first criteria, that is heartbeat should be between 60 to 100 beats per minute. Now, second one is, whenever the heartbeat which is initiated, that should be originated from the sinoatrial node. Let us draw a diagram, heart diagram. This is sinoatrial node and it is AV node. Now, this is first criteria, the heartbeat should be 60 to 100 beats per minute. Now, the second criteria is the origin should be from sinoatrial node. Should be sinoatrial node. This is the second criteria to say that the heart is in normal condition. Now, coming to the third criteria. The third criteria to say that the heart is in normal rhythm, the third criteria is, whenever the origin is from sinoatrial node, the current impulse should pass from sinoatrial node in a correct pathway. This is the third criteria. First criteria is the heartbeat should be between 60 to 100 beats. Next, second criteria is the origin of the heartbeat should be from sinoatrial node. Now, the third criteria is the sinoatrial node which produces heart impulse should travel in correct pathway. Now, the fourth criteria is whenever the action potential which is produced from the sinoatrial node is passing through the atria and reach the atrioventricular node. Now, the current which is passing in this junction should be in proper velocity. These four are the criteria to remember whether the heart is in correct rhythm or not. First one is heartbeat should be between 60 to 100 beats. Second one is the origin of the action potential should be from sinoatrial node. Third one is the current which is passing should be in correct pathway. Next, fourth one is it should pass through the proper velocity. This is the criteria to remember the No, this is 60 beats per minute, this is 100 beats. Between these 60 to 100, the range is called normal range. Now, what is arrhythmias? When there is abnormality in the heartbeat because of many reasons in our body, it's called arrhythmias, which will result in the decrease of heartbeat or increase of heartbeat. Now, the increase of heartbeat more than 100 is called tachycardia. Now, tachycardia means increase in heartbeat more than 100. Now, decrease of heartbeat from less than 60 is bradycardia. Or tachyarrhythmia or bradyarrhythmia. Tachyarrhythmia or bradyarrhythmia. Whenever the heartbeat is between 100 to 150, this range is called simple tachyarrhythmia. Now, whenever the heartbeat is between 150 to 250, now this range is called proximal tachyarrhythmia. Proximal tachyarrhythmia, whenever the heartbeat is between 250 to 350, 250 to 350, then it is called flutter. Now, whenever the heartbeat is above 350, it is called fibrillation. Now, let us draw a diagram of heart here. It is sinoatrial node, and this is AV node. It is sinoatrial node. It is AV node. Now, whenever the fibrillation which occurs in sinoatrial node is called sinus fibrillation. Whenever the fibrillation which occurs in sinoatrial node is called sinus fibrillation. Now, whenever the fibrillation which occurs in atria is called atrial fibrillation. Now, third one is whenever the fibrillation which occurs in AV node, this AV node is called junctional fibrillation. Or nodal fibrillation. These three terminology should be very important. Whenever the fibrillation occurs in sinoatrial node, it is called sinus fibrillation. Now, whenever the fibrillation which occurs in atria are called atrial fibrillation. Whenever the fibrillation which occurs in AV node is called junction fibrillation. Whenever the fibrillation which occurs in ventricle is known as ventricular fibrillation. Ventricular fibrillation. Now, this is a condition where the heartbeat get increased. This is called tachyarrhythmia. Now, one more condition is whenever the heartbeat is between 60 to 40 is called mild bradycardia. Mild bradycardia. Whenever the heartbeat is between 40 to 20 is called moderate bradycardia. Now, whenever the heartbeat is between 20 to 0 is called severe bradycardia. Whenever the heartbeat is between 60 to 40 is called mild bradycardia. Whenever the heartbeat is between 40 to 20 is called moderate bradycardia. Whenever the heartbeat is between 20 to 0 is called severe bradycardia. Now, let us consider the structure of heart. This heart is under control of autonomic neural system. Under control of autonomic neural system. So it is not under our control. It is controlled by autonomic neural system. Autonomic neural system. Now, there is a nerve called vagus nerve. This is vagus nerve. 10th cranial nerve. This is the vagus nerve which is arising from our central nervous system. Now, whenever this vagus nerve get towards the sinoatrial node, it will release acetylcholine. When the vagus nerve will release acetylcholine, now the sinoatrial node will generate the action potential. As a result, the atria will get contracted. Now, there is a connection with lungs. Connection with our lungs. During inspiration condition, and expiration condition. Let us consider two situations in this respiration condition. First one is inspiration and the second one is expiration. Now, during this inspiration condition, it will block the vagus nerve. So, during our inspiration condition, it will block the vagus nerve. So, there will be more gap between this vagus nerve and our heart. So, our heart will loses its control. So, as a result, when our inspiration takes place, our heartbeat get increased. Now, during the expiration condition, it will stimulate the vagus nerve. Now, during the expiration condition, the vagus nerve gets stimulated. As a result, this sinoatrial node will be controlled by our vagus nerve. As a result, during the inspiration condition, our heartbeat will get increased, and during our expiration condition, the heartbeat will get reduced. This is a mechanism which takes place with the help of vagus nerve in our respiratory system and our heart. This is types of arrhythmias. Now, let us take ECG of this system. This is the ECG of our system. It is R. Now, this interval is called R interval. So also R interval. This is under normal condition. When let's draw it here once again. This is normal condition. This is normal condition. Let us consider first condition in fibrillation. That is tachycardia. Now, during the tachycardia, the pressure on sinoatrial node will get increased. As a result, the sinoatrial node will release more number of action potentials. As a result, the number of P waves and the frequency of the P waves will get increased in fibrillation condition. Let us draw a diagram for it. This is P wave. This is a condition where tachycardia. This is a condition of tachycardia. Now, this is a condition of simple tachycardia. Now, here the number of P waves will be increased. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. But here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the number of P waves are 6. This is tachycardia. Now coming to the fibrillation. In this fibrillation, the more number of in condition of fibrillation, more number of action potential will be released from sinoatrial nerve. As a result, now here the number of P waves will get increased. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In tachycardia, where simple tachycardia, P, Q, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 6 P waves. Now, in fibrillation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 P waves in this condition. This is fibrillation. This is normal simple tachycardia and this is fibrillation. As the heartbeat gets increased, then the P waves will get number of P waves and the distance between T wave and P wave will get decreased. This is a condition of fibrillation and it is also called tachycardia. Now coming to the bradycardia. Bradycardia. This is a normal condition. Now, whenever we consider this is normal condition, whenever we consider a condition like bradycardia, first, mild bradycardia. In case of mild bradycardia, the sinoatrial node will pump less number of action potential. So as a result, the heartbeat will get decreased. As a result, the number of P waves also will get decreased. Now here 1, 2, 3. P, Q. Here 1, 2. Only two P waves. These are P wave. Say P wave. In mild bradycardia, there is only one P wave. Now, in severe bradycardia, there is more lesser number of P waves when compared to mild bradycardia. This is the P wave. Only one. There is only one P wave. P